Hello, welcome to No More Creative Writing Groans, Lesson 6. This lesson is going to be on how to write a how-to paragraph. So, we're going to be learning how to write the paragraph and what needs to be included when you are trying to explain how to do something. And you're going to be making a video of yourself doing this action so that we can understand a little bit better. Sometimes you need a little bit more than just what's written. So we want you to include a video this time, and I will be showing you how to do that. Let's get started. Today's lesson will be writing a how-to paragraph. How to do something. We all know different things that we can do that others maybe can't do. And so this is your time to share that information and help us learn something new, whether it's making a smoothie or how to ride a bike or how to ride a unicycle or how to fly a kite or how to make a kite, how to cook something, how to build something, how to do something maybe on the computer. There's many different things that you can teach us. So, this is your chance to choose one, and you will be writing out a paragraph on how to do it with the steps and also making a video showing us how you do it. Now, I'm going to show you how to write a paragraph using this video. Okay, so that gave us a brief explanation of how to write a how-to paragraph. So let's talk a little bit more about it. What is it? A how-to paragraph explains how to make or do something. Should be clear, complete, and easy to follow. You don't want a whole bunch of extra words or examples. If you don't need them, the more you have written down, the more the steps are going to get lost. An example of this would be when I look up a recipe online, I really just want a quick explanation of how to do it, what the ingredients are. But a lot of times what I find with all the different blogs is they give all the reasons why they love it and why they decide to make this and on and on and on and on. It's like paragraph after paragraph, and you have to keep scrolling until you actually are able to find the directions for how to make the recipe, the food that they show a picture of in the very beginning. So that's always very frustrating to me. So make sure that it's very clear, it's complete, and it's easy to follow, and all the extras do not need to be in it. People aren't there reading your how-to learn all the extra stuff. They just want to know how to do it. And don't forget, most importantly, steps should be written in correct order. This makes obvious sense because if the steps were out of order, just like in a recipe, sometimes it's important that the steps are in order, other times not so much. But if you don't follow things in order, then you may end up with not what you expected and a lot of headache. Now the process. The hardest part of this whole process is choosing the activity or skill that you want to share. What activity, what skill is it that you feel like you can share that is easy to explain, isn't too complicated, and is easy to put down on paper? Make sure once you choose that, you outline each step. You may find that as you start writing, you're going to need extra steps, but just bullet those steps you could think of right off the top of your head, and you can add as you continue writing. Next, you want to think about the topic sentence. Describe the activity or skill to be taught. That should come at the beginning of your paragraph. Just letting the person know, the audience know that you are going to be writing about a specific activity or skill. And so therefore, if they decide they don't want to know that information, then they can stop reading. Explain each step in detail. Do not leave something out, but also don't be too wordy. Make sure it's very clear what the step is and what they are supposed to be doing in that step. Make sure you give the important details. When you are explaining each step, you want to use the sequence words like first, secondly, next, then, after, later, finally. Those are just some examples of sequence words. And that will help the reader know that they are going on to the next step. It helps them to know when one step ends and the next step begins. And also make sure you include diagrams, pictures, and video whenever possible. So for today's class, you're going to include a video on how to do it. You can include diagrams in the video. You can include pictures in the video if you would like. But you're going to you could just include just the video. In my video, I will be showing you in a little bit. I've included videos and pictures. Do not need diagrams for what I'm going to be showing you. And the last important step or in this process is to define any specialized words. In the video that I'll be showing you, there's some specialized words that I wouldn't have known or you wouldn't know necessarily unless you know already about this particular skill or activity. And so it's important to not assume that someone who's reading it, who may not know much about the topic, would know those words. So if it's a specialized word that's specific to what you are teaching, make sure that you explain that. The planning. Make sure you have your materials for what you're going to be using. For example, if you're going to show how to chop wood, you'll want to make sure you have maybe some logs there and an axe. And if you're going to do baking, you want to make sure you have your ingredients and all of the utensils and bowls that you're going to need for that. If you are doing, maybe you're going to show how to paint with watercolors. So you're going to want to make sure you have a canvas or paper, I guess, probably either one for watercolors, and make sure that you have the watercolors and your water, paintbrushes. You want to make sure that everything you are going to talk about, the utensils especially, are being seen so that the person understands better. The more they can see, the better it will be and for them to understand what they're supposed to do. Then you have the steps. Now, this is going to be, you have a handout that looks very similar to this. Let me pop down here before I go any further. This is the handout for what we are discussing, the planning stage. So once you decide what you want to do, you can go ahead and list your materials. Then you're going to start putting the steps. It may not take 6 steps, it may take 10 steps, it may take only 5 steps, but this will give you a little place to just do a rough draft of what you want done. You'll write in step 1, then you'll move to step 2, step 3, and make sure in each of these steps you include those sequence words. That way it will keep you flowing and using them correctly once you have started writing out the sentences and the whole paragraph. Then you want to make sure that you write down the specialized terms. Specialized terms, we've already discussed, those words that the reader may not really understand. And then here you have the illustration with diagrams, pictures, or video. And so in your planning sheet, on your planning sheet, you can write down some ideas that you're going to do with that. Maybe if you're cooking, you're going to take pictures of the actual ingredients to include in the video. Maybe there is something you want to build, so you're going to want to show the diagram for that. Whatever it is that you think you're going to need, you just jot that down. This is your little rough draft of what your little blueprint of what you're wanting to make sure you include in that paragraph. And once you have this filled out, it'll be very easy then to just put it down on paper. Now I'm going to give you an example of how to write a how-to paragraph. This is how to fish. Now, I am not a fisherman. Actually, my son knows very much about fishing. He has been fishing ever since he was very, very little, and he's 13 now. And so I had him help me with this so that I would be correct in what I'm writing. I'm going to read it to you. Here is the topic sentence. Fishing is an exciting hobby and it isn't too hard to learn. So if you're not interested in fishing, the title should have given you an idea of what this paragraph was going to be about. But in case you missed it, you now have a topic sentence that lets you know a little bit more about this how to fish. That it's an exciting topic and it is not too hard to learn. So if you want to learn, this might be the paragraph for you to read to help you learn how to fish. Then we move over here to this sequence word. First, you need the right equipment. So then I include the equipment. Now that would have been back here where it says materials. That's where I would have written down the equipment that I'm going to need. So this includes a fishing rod, reel, bait, and hook. Having these items will make it easier to catch a fish. So I added a sentence about why you need those items. Here's another sequence word. Next, find a good location where fish live. And then I continue to explain what a good location would look like. Look where they feed and hide. After, there's another sequence word. Finding a good spot, take the rod and hold the string above the reel with one finger. Now, right now, that might be confusing because you can't see any kind of picture or video or anything. So it's a little like, okay, I need to take the rod and hold the string above the reel with one finger, but I don't really know what the reel is, right? In case you've never fished before. or you don't know the terminology. So we're going to be showing you pictures of these items. Flip the bail on the reel and then cock the rod back behind you. Well, when my son told me this, I had no idea what the bail was. So I had him show me that in the video. I had him show me, and we took pictures of what that would look like, because even with him showing it, it still was hard to catch. So I wanted to get a picture almost like a stop motion. You know, it's stopped, but it's showing a motion. So that's the next step. Then you go down to this sequence word, next. Flip the tip forward towards the spot you want to cast, and then let the string go from your finger. So once again, you're starting to understand why it's important to show the video to go with this. After the bait hits the water, flip the bail back down and turn the reel handle to take the slack out of the line. All right? Then wait. I didn't say then. You don't always have to have sequence for every single step. Wait for a fish to come up and bite it. When you see the bobber go under the water or you feel a tug, set the hook. This is done by pulling the rod up quickly and reeling the fish in. Finally, remove hook from mouth and throw back in. This is called catch and release. Enjoy. All right, now I'm sure you feel like you're ready to get out there and start fishing if you've never fished before. But if it's a little confusing, there is a video included. Now, the program that I've used before for this class is called Filmora 9. Filmora 9 is very easy. There's actually going to be another one I'm looking into to make a video to show you. Filmora 9, the problem with the free version is they have their name right across the video the whole time. I don't know why they couldn't have put it down in the lower corner, because this actually keeps you from being able to see what you need to see. It's not expensive to buy a plan for students, and so if you think you want to get into some video editing, then you may want to look into buying a plan for this. The one that I really like that I've taught my son is just iMovie. If you have a Mac or an iPad, iMovie is very easy, but there's other software programs out there you can find also. Maybe you already have one that you like, but Filmora 9 was a very easy one. You could add music to it very easily. You can cut out the sections that you didn't want, and you could add effects or whatever it was that you wanted. So this is a one that I like. I actually probably like it a little bit more than iMovie. Maybe there's some things I do like and some things I don't like about it. But I'm going to go ahead and show you this video, and I apologize for the Filmora all across the video. Today I am going to show you how to fish. First, you must have the proper equipment. Okay, first you need a fishing pole or rod and a reel. You need a hook and a worm or some type of bait. We have a little worm on here. It's going to get eaten here. There's the bobber. Okay, go ahead.
Don't you show them how to cast out?
Oh, yeah.
So how you cast, you line this thing up with your rod, kind of. It does before, it can be like that. You flip your bail, you hold the string back, and when you're ready to cast, let go of it. Then put it on the bobble. When your bobble goes under, it starts to move violently. Then you have one, and you pop your rod.
Showing how his finger is and how the bail is. Just to let you know, the fish was not hurt during the filming of this. When he just stepped on it, he didn't put much pressure on it. He was just simply keeping it from flopping all over the place so he could grab it. Okay, I'm going to just show you a little bit about Filmora. You can Google Filmora 9, or you can look up filmora.wondershare.net. You can see the website right here, filmora.wondershare.net. You will go to download, and from there you can do Filmora 9, Filmora for Windows if you have a Windows, or for Mac, and you can download this. Make sure that you have asked your parents to make sure this is okay. They may have another editing program you can use. This is free download. Now, this is highly recommended for students. So this is why I chose this one. It kept popping up whenever I was looking for something for students. Now, there's a free download. You can even come here to this website, just kind of get an idea, watch the videos. You might learn more than what I'm actually going to teach you. Now you can try it for free, but remember when you download, it will have the Filmora stamped clear across your video. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like once you download it. Once you have downloaded it and you click on it, if it's giving you any trouble pulling up, you want to make sure that you're out of anything other, like any other video editing program. Sometimes when you put a new video editing program and you want to click into one, it doesn't like it if you have another one open. So if that happens, just make sure you've closed everything out that you do not need. So you just simply click on New Project. I will be popping over to the Open project shortly, but I want to first start with a new project, and then I'm going to go to the Open project where I already have the videos from the fishing one in there, so I can show you how I did that. Okay, this is what it looks like as soon as you put New Project. Over here, it says click here to complete missions and earn rewards. You'll also find video tutorials and creative ideas, so you can explore that. I have not explored it. I don't believe. I may have when I first looked at this several months ago, but you're welcome to explore that. Over here is what's important. If you want to include, obviously you're going to have a video, and I would take the video with like your phone, your iPhone or an iPad or iPod, or just a camera is fine also. But it's very easy to do with a phone and then to just upload it to the computer. At that point, you can drop your video clips or images or audio here, or you can click on import and go to media files. If you look here, it says import from camera or phone. So that is where if you have your phone connected to the computer, then you can just simply go to the phone and pull it off of there, the one that you want. I found this interesting. You can even download media from Facebook. So some of these are your options. Looks like you have an option where you can record from webcam. So if you want to set up your webcam and show what you're doing, you can do it that way, depending on what your project is. So once you pull in these, when you go to, for example, media files, if I clicked on that, it would take me to my computer files, and then from there I would be able to find my video, and then I would just drag it in here. Or if you go to import media files, then you can click on it and it will automatically take it here. A lot of times I'll put the video just on my desktop, and then I'll just drag it right off my desktop onto this spot here. So let me just see if I can find one. Here's one I'm going to just drag here. I took it from my desktop, and let's see what happens. There it is, ready to go. This was just something I had made for my African safari class. So now it's available in here. All I did was grabbed it from my desktop and pulled it right in. Then I can put it down here, and this is where, let's see what it says. Okay, so I guess I can change it if that's what it wants. I don't know what it's going to look like, but this is just obviously something we're just going to play around with. So the nice part is if there's ever a part you want to clip, like I kind of feel like this is a little long intro here. So I could clip this, and there you go. I've clipped it just by cutting the scissors. And this I don't need anymore. Okay, I can simply get rid of it by cutting it out. And there's my, here it is. Now it's a little shorter. Now you can come right over here and you can make it small. That's how small the video is. Or you can make it bigger. The bigger it is, the easier it is to know where to clip it. Clip it, especially when there's people talking. You can, right after a certain word, you got to clip it. It's easier to do that way. Okay, I'm going to actually take you out of this one now because this is not one that I'm wanting to do at all. So I'm going to click out. Okay, and now we have this one, the how to fish one. Okay, so I've got it back at the very beginning. And the way I put this in, you can see right up here where it says a check mark. This is where I've added it. I just pulled it down. And then I wanted to add a title there. And that is where you see that. If you come over here and you push play, you can actually watch it. Today I'm... And there it was, how to fish. So, and depending on how long I want it to be on, that's how long it'll stay. Now, as you can see, I have this fairly big. We can make this a little smaller, a little bigger than that, so I can see what's happening here, all on one line. And then I'm just going to take this and drag it back to the beginning. Now, I don't necessarily need to drag it back to the beginning. I want us to watch it so that probably the next one I'm going to put in is this one right here because they're kind of taken in order. So I'm going to add that. Let's just make sure. Today I am going to show you how to fish. First, you must have the proper equipment. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead now and drag this one down and put it right there. Now let's see what happens. Okay, first you need a fishing pole or rod. I don't really like that it says first because I already said first you need the proper equipment. So let's check on how we can delete. You gotta be careful, make sure you have the finger pointing to it. What I can delete, let's see if I take it right there and cut it. Let's see what's going to happen there. First, you need a fishing pole. Okay, I don't want that right there. So I'm going to do it right there. Now let's see what it says. You need a fishing. Okay, so I could leave it in if I wanted, but I'm going to cut it. And then this I'm going to delete. So I'm right clicking it and then delete. I don't need it. Okay, now let's hear how it sounds. I'm going to pull it back and push play. You need a fishing pole or rod and a... Let's try that again, see if it sounds okay. You need a fishing pole or rod and a reel. You need a hook. I'm just going to slide it across the bottom here so that I can keep up with it. Bait. We have a little worm on here. It's going to get eaten here. There's the bobber. Okay, go ahead.
Don't you show how to cast out?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't really want that in where he says, am I going to show him how to cast out? So I think what I'm going to do is just cut that right here. And then I want to shorten that. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it up to, let's see what he says right here.
So how you cast, you line this thing up with your rod, kind of.
Got to pause it, it works best. Pull it back. Let's just see how it sounds.
So how you cast, you line.
So as you can see, it's perfect. I love it. just like that. Now let's talk about adding some transitions here.
This thing up with your rod, kind of, because that'd be perfect. It would be like that. You flip your bail, you hold the string back, when you're ready to cast, let go of it.
But I'm going to stop that right there because I want to show that whole bail finger thing in a different location than I did before. So it's already in place here. I'm going to cut it. And then now what I want to do is pull it down right in between the two. So let's see how that works. I need these pictures here. And I'm going to pull that right here. Let's see what happens. And it fits right in. So now we have that, and I want this picture here. The nice thing is, oh, that was a video, I guess. Yeah, this is how you can tell it's a video when you see that little symbol up here. Without it, there's no video. So let's see here. It looks like I've got several things going on. So I'm going to put them all in just to kind of see what happens. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what the next video shows.
And put
Okay, and
go ahead.
now I don't necessarily want me to say go ahead. So I'm going to just slide this like this. And let's see now what it sounds like. And then I'm going to show how he casts. Just a little review on that. All right, now we see the rest of it.
Put it on the bobble. When your bobble goes under,
All right, now let's see. We have split screen. Now I'm not familiar with the split screen, so I don't really know how that works. I'd have to play around with that. It's probably not anything you're really going to need, but you're welcome to play around with it. Elements, if you want to include something in here. Let's see, I don't know. Maybe we just want over here when he catches the fish, or maybe back here at the beginning when maybe I just want some sparkling looking stuff. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. We're going to take let's have it right here. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Today I am going to show you how to fish. But maybe I don't want it after. Maybe I want it up here instead. So then you just add it that way. Today I am going to show you how to fish. So that looks pretty good. Let's see what else there is here. Lots of different options. Like for the bobber, that's one that we were going to look at. So he had said, look at the bobber. So let's see. Or, when I go to add the fish, let's go back to my media here. When he catches the fish, just put it at the end just so we can play around with it. I only want right when he catches it. That's what I want here. So let's get this down here. Make it a little smaller so we can move it down. And we're going to do it right when he catches it. So we're going to cut that off. And we're going to delete that. And now I'm going to make some little cool elements there. All right, so let's see what happens here. So those arrows, I'm probably going to use those, and let's see how it works. Okay, this is what we want right here. in. We're going to decide exactly where we want to put that in. Let's just see what it looks like.
Right here, on this side.
Let's bring it back here. From the arrows.
Right here, on this side.
And there's the fish.
Okay, I like the arrows. It did pretty well there.
Right, so I can get it.
So lots of different things here. They have just the regular arrows, curvy arrows, whatever, if you want to use any of that. Next, let's check effects here. This is changing the what it looks like. So if I want it to look like 1977, I'm going to cover up the picture, the video clip there, and there you can see it looks like 1977.
Might clean them off. Yes,
Okay. If I do not like that, you go to edit up at the top corner. It's not here. You cannot see it. It's actually up here. It's going to be up at the very top of your computer. You can go to edit and undo. So that gives it back. Now let's see what other ones there are here. It looks like you can crop. Let's see what this looks like. All right, kind of interesting there. Okay, I don't want that. So we'll undo. There may be another way you can do that. It's kind of cool. Just for a different look. So it's really fun to play around with all of this. And it can actually get very time consuming when you are working on it. I'm just still going to look through here just to see if there's anything that's just perfect for it. Let's check this jigsaw out. That kind of looks cool. And then you can just end it even, end it with a cool look that way. Okay. Now, I also want it quiet during that time. I'm going to undo that one. There you go. You just hit mute. Okay, I just right-clicked and I hit mute. There's a lot of things you can do in here. Looks like you can even use green screen if you know how to do that. You can copy effect. So if I want to copy it, one of the effects from another one, or copy here, then I can paste it over here. Okay, next I want to show you, here's the audio. Let me get back over here to effects, okay, just to keep up with it. Transition, if you go from one screen to the next, like with the pictures, you can change that. Slide over here to the pictures. So if I wanted to show a difference between, then I may do something like, and I'll put this right there. Now let's see what it looks like. I really do like Filmora. It does give you so many options. And you can see it kind of just flows right into it. So that's kind of cool. Let's try a different one and see what happens. I just go back to edit and undo. It's just easier that way. Okay. Let's try. I don't know. Maybe just this one. That was kind of distracting, so maybe not so much on that one. All right. So that was transitions. Titles, that's where I just chose which one. I think I chose this one here. So if you want to say something somewhere like the bell, or for this one, or caught one, or whatever it is that you want to add, maybe you want to add your steps, you just add, find a title and just add the step. So let's say this one would work right here. And what is he saying here? Let's see.
Then put it on the bobble. And your bobble goes under.
So whatever the next step is, you could just write it here. I've kind of messed it up there. Make it as big as you want, small as you want, place it where you want, and watch the bobber. Okay, and then however long you want that, hit return. Now it's a little small, so I don't know why it went small like that, but do it like that. And then down here you can make it to go as long as you want. And then you push play just to see how it looks.
Your bobble goes under. I thought to move violently.
So those titles you can change the font, the color, do all sorts of stuff with it. And it looks like you can even have it do some animation. So just play around with that. This could take a long time, so that's why I don't want to go too much more into depth. This has been a long video as it is. The last thing, the audio. This is where you can add the different audio sounds to it and see how it sounds. Okay, just different. You just click on it and play. So you can just choose, whatever you want for that if you find one, or you can upload one. So you can click on iTunes and it will pull it up for you. These are just a lot that I've had from YouTube. Okay. All right. And then there's 76 included. You can star the ones that you like so that you can easily find them later. You are able to pull one in from your desktop. Just drag it right in, and you can see right over here where it says music. And then if you want to mute that, you can mute it. Once you like something, you can lock it so that it doesn't keep getting moved. Maybe I want that new lower thirds to not be touched. Sometimes, that just protects it. And then when you're finished, you can export. And this is where the free trial version, you don't have to pay for it. It has a watermark, export with watermark, which again, I don't like it because anyway. And if you want to buy now, you can click on that and it shows here the prices. Okay, so the subscription plan for an individual is $44.99 a year, which is not very expensive. Divide that up by 12 and you're not paying a whole lot. Yeah, this for now, and that does it for you. I hope this was helpful in teaching you how to get started with this. It's something that would be very beneficial if you start learning now how to edit videos. And like I said, you may already have some software that you really like. That's fine. Let me know, and there you go. I hope that you are able to understand how to write a how-to paragraph. I look forward to seeing the how-to thing that you're going to teach us, and good luck on the video. If you find a better video format that you like better software, let me know, and maybe I'll look into doing a video on that, on how to use it. So good luck, and looking forward to seeing your video and your how-to. Goodbye.